Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Onita. This video is just going to be about me chatting to you about the 2023 goals I had and just me reflecting and reviewing upon that. And I'll also be talking to you about 2024 reading goals that I have. Let's just go over 2023. 2023 for me was the year that I really wanted to try and take it easy. I wanted to try and see if I could mood read. So there was quite a bit of mood reading, which turned out to be me writing down my TBR. My TBR was more for myself than me just telling you what my TBR was going to be. So that was a bit of a fail. The no TBR part, even like just me trying to mood read, just trying to pick books that I thought would sound good, like I did, but I also had some sort of a loose TBR, so it really did not work out the mood reading. I had wanted to read 35 books. The previous year I had a really bad reading slump. It was months long. I could not get out of it. So instead of reading the 50 books that I normally do read, I was going to try and read 35. Safe to say, I pretty much doubled it. I read 80 books this year. As of filming this video, I've read 80 books, which is much more than I've ever read before, ever in my life. Manga was my savior this year. Manga really helped me a lot this year. In 2023, I wanted there to be no set amount of books I wanted to read in the month. Whatever I read. I wanted it to be free. I wanted it to be whatever I wanted. And for the most part, that part was actually really successful for me. I still ended up reading quite a bit, but I wasn't forcing myself to be like, I have to read this amount, I have to. But yet, I feel like also in a bit of a way, it kind of made me a little bit slack, a little bit lazy with my reading. I don't know, because there was a lot that was happening this year for me in my life. I wanted absolutely zero carryovers in the year of 2023. So if I read a book and I started a book towards the end of the month, then I do not want that book to be carried over into the new month. I wanted books to be started and completed in the month. For the most part, that did happen. There were some exemptions to this rule. Like right now I'm rereading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and that one's taking me a couple of months to reread. It's a reread, which brings me to my next point, which was to reread books. And I have been doing that, not as much as I thought I was going to, not as much as I was hoping to, but I have been rereading books. I've been feeling really nostalgic for quite a few books lately for the past few years, and especially with the Harry Potter series, I've wanted to reread those books, that series, for quite a while now. So I finally got around to doing that. I finally got around to doing some rereads, which I was very happy about. Now onto the 2024 reading goals. In 2024, I want to bring back my TBR jar, and I had done this in 2022. I really enjoyed it, but in 2023 I had wanted to just not have any restrictions. But this year, I really want to bring it back. I'm going to have different prompts, and they're going to be in different colored paper. So each different colored paper, each different colored slip is going to indicate to a different prompt. Like, I'm still trying to figure some things out, but just for like an example, red is going to be books I do not want to read. Like, I am not ready. That one is the oh no pile. There's going to be a colored paper, and I can't remember which one it is, that's going to be about continuing series. There are just going to be general reading prompts, and I'll explain that all to you in January when I actually start my first round of my TBR jar. I want to read 6 books a month or 72 books in the year in 2024. I think it can be done. I think it's possible. And the reason why I say that is because manga really helped me a lot with reading this year in 2023. It just, like, it was fast paced. And it's a new format for me. I don't think I've ever read a manga before. And it was exciting, and the stories is just incredible. And I think if I had not have read any manga, I think I would have been in a bit of trouble because my focus was pretty much shot. And I also want to see if there are some months, I want to see if I can actually read a decent amount without the help of manga. Like, I'll still be reading manga. Manga is not going to change. I'm still going to be reading a lot of manga. I just want to see if I just want to see by reading 6 books a month without the help of manga if it can be done. I would also like to bring back a little bit more mood reading. I want to be mood reading in between my standard TBR that I have picked out from my TBR jar. I really enjoyed mood reading. I really enjoyed like just picking up a book and saying, I want to read you. And I want a bit more spontaneity. I do think manga will play a big part in my mood reading for 2024. Who knows, I may even pick out some manga in my TBR jar, but for the most part I want manga to be in my mood reading, or like maybe other books in my mood reading as well, but I do want to try mood read a bit more just to help me. Like if I feel like I'm struggling to finish off a book, I'll just pick something that's quick and easy. Like pick up something that's a different pace, a different genre, and hopefully it'll help me as well to finish off a bloody book, because sometimes it just takes me really long to read a book these days. I want to do more themed reading vlogs. I want to continue on with my series of reading thriller books. I also want to do something like reading romance books, reading horror books, just like books that are like maybe a specific genre. I also want to start a reading vlog series where I read books on my physical TBR. There's a few. There's not as much as I thought there was going to be, and I'm happy about that, but there's still a few. And I'm hoping 2 books in that reading vlog I think I can get done. So the way I will do it, I will count the shelves that have unread books. Then I will count the unread books on that shelf, and I will use a random number generator to determine which book will be picked for the reading vlog. I really want to get back into the high epic fantasies that I really wanted to have the focus to read in 2023 that I didn't have the time, I didn't have the focus for. There were so many series I had wanted to read, and I really missed being lost in a high fantasy world and just reading about battle scenes. I would like to set aside more time for reading. I have mentioned this in my 2023 reading goals, like review of my reading goals, that my focus was pretty much non-existent when it comes to reading a book. Manga was a different story, but reading an actual book, it was just a little bit hard for me to find the time and the focus to sit down and read. I think I need to space out my hobbies, because I have noticed that if I change pace from reading to just say like drawing or playing video games, it really helped me just clean my brain a bit, like a palate cleanser, and then I was able to read much more better. Another thing as well was that I noticed I was doing a lot of video editing at nighttime, and I do a lot of reading at nighttime. And with editing videos, it was just a little bit difficult because editing videos was taking much more time, and I wasn't setting aside that time for reading because I was editing the video, then I was sitting on my ass watching TV, and then I just wasn't really getting much reading done. So I want to space it out a little bit. I want to space out all my hobbies, and hopefully with a change of pace and the different hobbies that I have, it'll cleanse my palate, clean my brain a little bit, and hopefully I'll focus a lot more. And my last goal for 2024 is to create a Bookstagram account. I am hoping, like I had really tried to make a Bookstagram account on my personal Instagram account, but I don't post much on my personal Instagram account. I'm a little bit shy with it. Maybe having a Bookstagram account will help me with that. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty boring, honestly. I don't really do much. But hopefully doing a Bookstagram account will help me get out of my shell a little bit more. Who knows? Like, we don't know. I just want to also have like another different creative outlet a little bit, because I did do some reels, I did do some bookish posts on my personal Instagram, but I don't know. Like, it just wasn't working out for me. It just did not feel right to post about that kind of stuff on my personal Instagram. That's it. Thank you for watching. Let me know how your goals went. Have you succeeded in all of your goals? I think 2023 this year wasn't too bad, considering, like, I wouldn't say it was a complete fail, but yet I feel like it could have been better, and I really want 2024 to have a bit more focus, a bit more structure to my reading, while also having the freedom to do whatever the heck I want. Fingers crossed for 2024. Let me know, do you have any 2024 reading goals? How was your 2023 reading goals? Was it a success? Was it a fail? Let me know, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.